like, oh, the school, but now there's a terrorist plot or something that maybe I shouldn't say that. But maybe there's like a new
I
sort
mean,
of.
that's also kind of actually what kind of happens.
Oh, really?
Literally, kind of what.
Oh my god, it's like I can write them
shit,
myself.
That's literally what happens.
Is it really? Oh my god.
Hello and welcome to Incomplete Geeks, a gay geek podcast where we talk about all sorts of geeky things. Sometimes our knowledge is exceptional, other times it's a little bit
Incomplete.
That's John, I'm Nick. Is that a dilithium crystal in your pants, or are you just feeling the burn? Trust me, that makes sense.
No,
to people who've watched the show.
It makes sense even if I haven't seen the show.
Well, there we go.
Kind of.
Something about like it burns when you got your... Anyway. We are going to do a sort of episode about the new Star Trek show, Starfleet Academy, which I have watched.
Yep. I have not. But I will, maybe. But no, I don't know if I will or not. The question is, should I watch it? Should I watch Starfleet Academy? I've heard very little about it, but I've heard, give me any reasons why I should or shouldn't watch it, basically.
So, I'm up in the air about it. I'm going to keep watching it. I saw the first two episodes were released back to back.
Okay.
So I've seen 1 and 2. I will keep watching it. I think there's enough potential in there to keep watching it. But I feel like I'm further along in the new Star Trek world than you are because you're not in it at all.
Yeah, but also it's the same as like I won't not watch it. Like I'm a bit lost because I don't know what I should be watching next. As you know, if you're a fan of the show, we had our Star Trek Voyager finale, so now I'm like, which Star Trek do I watch next?
Exactly. Okay, and this is a good kind of talking point to talk about what's next in your Star Trek viewing procedure, because you could watch this. This is a spin-off of Discovery. Okay,
and is Discovery over, or is it sort of like it is over?
Discovery
is Star Trek Discovery the one where they, and I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler or not, but like, is that the one where they jump ahead like hundreds of years or something like that at the end of some season?
I forget which one, but that does happen in a season.
That does happen in something.
In a season. I'm not going to try too hard to protect your feeling, like protect spoilers, because you knew that. So like, this is a spin-off in the future.
Right. Okay.
So the predicament that they find themselves in the future, this is a kind of reaction to that.
Right.
Which
I mean, it just goes off from there. So does that mean it's not resolved at the end of Discovery, or is it just sort of like a continuation of that situation?
Is. So like they go to the future, they find out this thing happened, and everyone's like, oh my god, everything's different. And they're trying to, figure out how to be here 1,000 years in the future, whatever. Like, oh my god, what's happened to that sort of stuff. And that gets resolved within that season of Discovery. Like, oh, they kind of come back to a point. And this is kind of like, in true Star Trek fashion, kind of continuing on from there, or like rebuilding the world building from that point in the galaxy's kind of future. Like, we've recovered from this, we're doing this, so now let's work towards this kind of thing.
Sort of like a new status quo almost, where it's like this is the new world.
Yeah.
So what?
And in let's spoil it. I don't care. Like, and involves obviously reopening Starfleet Academy.
Okay.
Because it's been several.
That's not a spoiler. That's the premise, isn't it?
It's the whole
at some
premise,
point it was closed.
It's a spoiler for Discovery that there isn't a Starfleet Academy, but the whole premise of this is like it's hundreds and hundreds of years after all of that, and this is re-establishing that. So, pros and cons of that. I think it's a great idea because then it reintroduces all the species and the universe that we know and love in Star Trek. So unlike Voyager, like we have those same. We got Klingons, Betazoids, Vulcan, everything like that. We're back in Alpha Quadrant territory. But obviously, this is the future, so it cannot be the same characters. We cannot have Hot Spock yet again. We cannot have another Captain Kirk. We're in the future. So the best part about Star Trek, in my opinion, is the interconnected world, that kind of thing, universe. And they get to play in that and feels familiar and that sort of stuff, whilst also being massively in the future. Which, of course, the last time we had a series was in the 90s, that sort of thing. So bringing the technology forward in their world as in ours, because obviously it looks completely different. Because you're filming on this, movie kind of technology that Janeway and gang didn't have. So you can change it. So it doesn't have to if they read the way Strange New Worlds has to try and look a little bit like the original series because it's the original series. It's set in the Enterprise with that cast,
and it was set directly before the original series because of the character of
Strange
Spock
New Worlds.
Spock and
Pike. And there's rumors there will be once that finishes, they'll do Kirk again. I'm like, fuck off. Stop
Why?
it. Because people jerk off for him, so it's great.
It's nostalgic. Okay, fine.
No, it's the same stories over and over again. Just so
you don't mean like they will redo the original series over again?
Oh, I don't know, but it will be the rumor is that I've understood is they will then, because Pike will obviously end and Kirk will start, but you've got Uhura and other people already there that you can cover, that sort of thing. I don't know.
So continue on the characters, fine.
Just do something different. So you don't have to keep it looking like next gen or anything like that, because we have this new technology and it's set so far in the future. You can change how the tech looks, you can change how people interact with it, and you can make enough differences that it still feels familiar, but also like it's 2026, guys. Like it's a different type of Star Trek. So that's okay. Makes sense.
Sure. So it still feels like a Star Trek show, just that it's or does it feel like, what's the tone? Like, what is the sort of
excellent question
in the franchise?
One of the reasons why I didn't love Discovery, the reason I didn't like Discovery is it had no likable characters in it whatsoever. So I can't imagine why anyone would watch that show. But not that I'm a harsh critic of it. Once they time jumped forward, it stopped being Star Trek and became Star Wars. Like it was them running around on, firing lasers on desert islands, desert planets, and like trade in like old kind of clanker ships. And, like,
right.
Where's the boardroom? Who set up the minutes for this meeting? When is there a negotiation? Where is all that kind of stuff? It changed the tone of it to try and be more zappy space adventure rather than what makes Star Trek, which is the human experiences in a weird setting. So that's why Discovery fell off pretty quickly for me. But this is resetting back to, these are cadets learning about why Starfleet is important, because it's re-establishing Starfleet in that universe as well. So it's quite a nice coming back to the franchise, to kind of being like, they have to explicitly say, this is what's important about why we do this, and that's both in world and to the audience.
That makes sense, because it's a way, like, the Starfleet Academy is the conduit for the viewer who may not be new to the universe. They are going to learn about this universe through the characters in a way. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, if they can fall in love with these characters, which is difficult. And we just talked about it in our Game of Thrones Night of Seven Kingdoms kind of thing. Like, the first episode of a show, it has a lot of lifting to do. Like, it has to establish everything. And
you're setting a lot of rules.
Which, in both cases, it doesn't have to establish the world, the universe, as much. So that could do the heavy lifting for you, because we know roughly the Star Trek world. And we know fucking Westeros. So you don't have to do that. But you do have to get your entire cast of characters, the majority of which are brand new, you've never seen before.
Yep.
And you have to understand everyone's journey, everyone's stakes, what's going on, real fucking quick. So it is kind of difficult. There is a setup, like, beforehand, and then we you know, a little bit of a prequel. So you've
Oh,
got
right,
the
okay.
backstory of your lead characters.
In case you
Like,
don't, in case you haven't seen Discovery, basically.
oh, it's got nothing to do with Discovery,
Oh,
but
okay. It's
it's
just set in
setting
the
up. Yeah,
future,
so
far
it's
future.
setting up their stakes. Like, what do they care about? So you do a quick thing.
Got it.
The pre-opener is that, and then we start. So you know what they're care about, what they're fighting for.
Okay.
Which is good. And then you have the rest of the lead cast are like cadets and teachers in Starfleet Academy, of all
Okay.
sorts of different alien types and things, that sort of stuff.
So do you get in the first episode, and if not, maybe the second one, do you get like a clear stakes? Do you get a clear sort of this is the problem that we're working through, and we suddenly like, oh, the
Yeah.
school, but now there's a terrorist plot or something that maybe I shouldn't say that, but maybe there's like a new sort of.
That's also kind of actually what kind of happened.
Oh, really?
Literally, kind of what.
Oh my god, it's like I can write them
shit,
myself.
That's literally what happens.
Is it really?
Episode,
Oh my god.
Yes. But yeah, the stakes. Yeah, you've got personal stakes for the lead character, the two lead characters, and they're interconnected. And then the kind of the world thing is reintroducing Starfleet and trying to rebuild the Federation, which is set up a little bit in Discovery. You know they're trying to get different planets and different systems back together to reform, to kind of protect each other and that sort of stuff. So we know that. Go. Yes, John.
Question. Hi. Yes. You said before that there was no Starfleet Academy. Do you mean there was no Federation for the time, or was there just no Academy? Or is this is that a spoiler?
It's a spoiler for Discovery.
That there's no Federation anymore after these many years.
Like there's been a big thing that happens that fucks up the Federation. So there's no Federation, and then it's coming.
That's what. Okay.
Back.
That's a good. I think I like that as a premise. If you have this sort of, I mean, I haven't seen Discovery, but it sounds like it's just shaking up the world in many ways. If not the least bit that is in the far future. It's all of Star Trek is in the future, but like it's in the future with regards to most of the Star Trek universe. Yeah. So, using that as a reason to create a story sounds alright. In the same way that Voyager was like, oh, we're stuck in the Delta Quadrant, we're getting home.
100%.
Like, that's the story. That's the stakes.
And I understand a lot of people didn't like Voyager for exactly that reason, because it was. You couldn't use that universe. You couldn't use the same characters. You had to create like the Kazon, and they like, oh, we hate the Kazons. Like, I thought the Kazon were good bad guys. A lot of people don't. Absolutely fine. Like, there's you're not using those Romulan bad guys that you already have this connection with. So and it put people off in the 90s, and that's the same kind of thing with this. Is that it's like it's so far in the future.
So what is the tone? Is it pure drama, or is it like?
Therein lies my kind of biggest fault with it. Is like I don't know what it's trying to be and who it's trying to be for. Yeah. I think again, I'm very old and one-sided of my love for 80s and 90s Star Trek. You knew who your Star Trek fans were with that. Good God, original series fans were very niche and very specific, and then your next gen, that sort of stuff. It was a very specific tone, style, demographic kind of stories that you would tell and wouldn't tell, that sort of thing. With this, because it's in true streamer fashion, it's like, we want to appeal to everyone. Here's a space story. It's obviously trying to be. Look at us, we're so quirky and different. It's like, but if you do too much of that, you're not Star Trek. You have to have, and it doesn't get that balance right, because for like they're in the Academy. Shut up, Siri, I didn't ask you anything. Like, you're in the Academy, so things like people would want their whole lives to go to the Academy, and like you're established that this is important for everyone, and there's this whole kind of pride and honor, but this character doesn't want to be there. So like, but then someone shouts at him and he's like, oh, okay, I'll do it. It's like, it doesn't. Are you trying to show that they're rebelling against this? Are you trying to critique this? Or are you trying to, it doesn't quite get it right.
Okay.
Which sometimes new shows don't, because you write it, you put it out, and then you film it and you watch it and you're like, oh, that doesn't. have the
It sounds like they're
same
trying to do
energy.
like character stuff without giving the character time. Again, here we are talking about pacing and like time and stuff.
Yes,
But
it's also on episode 2, so
yeah,
that could come better with time. The way, like, that in Discovery, Michael Burnham was raised by Vulcans, and her whole thing is that she is stoic like a Vulcan, even though she's human. But they get rid of that in like season 2. It's like, well, that looks stupid on screen, and no one likes
yeah.
that. So she's just like crying all the time and like listening to jazz. It's like, what are you talking about? You just completely. So
Imagine if they had like Data, who was like, I don't know anything about humans, and then they were like, no, we don't
give a
want that
shit.
anymore. Season 2,
I
he's
don't
like
care anymore.
having parties and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure who it's for, because like it's trying to be lighthearted and
It is okay. That's
self-referential, but also Star Trek Starfleet Academy is very serious and hopeful and proud. So at the moment, I haven't got that balance right, because you don't know the characters, you don't understand everyone's motivations, because you have to see everyone's backstory and that sort of stuff.
yeah.
What brought them there?
The reason I asked that was because I basically saw, I think it was something on social media where it was the character of the Doctor from Voyager who appears in it.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, is he a character in it? And then hearing you say that it's set in the future, I'm like, okay, I get why. But it didn't seem like that clip was very. I don't think him as a character teaching other people or whatever he's doing, if he's the Doctor for these people, is that a very grounded tone for this show, or it seems like he's there to bring in some sort of comic relief. But is that kind of what we want out of Star Trek at the moment?
No, exactly, because that's what he did really well in Voyager. The absurdity of his character and that sort of stuff gave you that comic relief, didn't it? Because he was such a bitch,
Yeah.
and not a real person. Like, it was the good opposite to the seriousness of Voyager. But when everyone's not serious and it's him, you're kind of like, who do I respect? Who am I? Who would you find? You have Picard, you've got Janeway, you've got these characters. You're like, right, they know what they're talking about. Oh, it's going to get serious. Let's go.
Yeah.
At the moment with these characters, most of them are kids, but you're like, who's
Yeah, we also.
who's
I mean,
my
how do you
inspiration?
feel about that?
I don't.
Like young characters, young actors. They're not children, but this is why
Yes.
when we talk about when they're going to recast the X-Men, they're just going to go for young people so that they can keep them
Yeah.
around for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not really going to be a good shout because they're
not
not going
an
to have the
interesting story.
acting chops for it. He
They really
says
don't. As an actor.
as an aged actor. Yeah.
Um,
but I don't know. So,
So-
I could be surprised, but if that's the tone if that's what they want to go for, is if they want to appeal to those younger viewers, they're gonna have younger actors doing it. Otherwise, I don't know. But it just strikes me as like, I'm not saying that this is what it's doing, but because it's an easy trap to fall into, where you think usually older people think they know what the younger generation wants to watch, and so they're gonna bring in like younger actors, young hip sort of cool things, and it just falls flat.
Yeah,
sure there's,
exactly. And because it's space future kids, it's not relatable. Like
Yeah.
it can't be written by young people saying cool vernacular and shit.
Yeah,
because it's
exactly.
1,000 years in the future. And
How do we
everyone's
expect?
saying,
How do we expect young people to sympathize with these characters who can't get their replicator to work when we are sort of worrying about
yeah,
I was going to say bombs in
World
Gaza,
War
but yeah, exactly. I don't know, but something that like kids. I don't even know what kids care about nowadays. Like, oh no, I can't get my
who knows? But
my car to work. I don't know.
one thing they probably do care about, which I think is important. I think that a lot of us here care about, that I think is really important for the show, is giant bulbous pectorals.
Oh yeah.
And this show does have that.
Oh, fantastic.
And that's wonderful. And I think that's really
That's what the older generation wants. Everybody wants that. Generally,
I think
right?
everybody. I think we can all get behind and in front of them.
And in front of, yeah. Bulging
Which
chests.
is great, because like at first, like, they do a little makeover of this character, cutting his hair. You'll be happy to know. You should watch that.
Okay, good.
But they do make sure that there's multiple situations where, like, oh my god, there's slime on my jacket, and he's got like a sleeveless tank on, and just enormous arms, bulging pectorals, like skin tight outfits, and I'm like,
lovely.
Yes, this.
I want to get to that level of acting where it's like, I'm going to be, fine, I'll be in your show, but I need at least one scene per episode where I get slime on a piece of clothing and I have to take it off and reveal these guns.
Absolutely, just
that's what I would do.
Mahusive muscle melons, and that's wonderful. And I think that's important that we focus on. That we focus on. I'll watch it
just for that. That's the answer. You should have. led with that.
You know,
should I watch Starfleet Academy? Yes, there are boobs.
I was going to. Like, should I watch this show? Would I have sex with half the cast? Yes. So yes, the answer is yes. Yeah. Therefore, the answer is yes.
We got plenty of other shows that fall in that same category, so we need something that's a bit different.
We do.
Have you seen Heated Rivalry yet?
Yes, of course.
I haven't. Because is that Paramount as well? Anyway, we're not getting distracted.
He's 30. Oh my god, his skin is perfect. Anyway, so yes, unlike original, 80s and 90s, this version of Star Trek insists on having hot, sexy men in it. And thank fucking god.
It's
lots of beautiful women in it as well. That's great.
Sure.
That's kind of a given, but some hot, sexy men. Like one of them's a Klingon, and I don't really go for that kind of alien. I think it's a little bit scary, but there's one point where he's like got his big long dreads and he's just looking at you, and I'm like, holy shit.
Oh really? Shit. I'm trying not to like look at who the characters are because again I'll find some. Find some spoilers.
I'll try and find some images, because obviously he's beautiful out of makeup, but he manages to look gorgeous with full Klingon head. I'm like, how do you do this?
I'm trying not to read. Yeah, I'm trying to look at. Yeah, you send me some photos because I'm trying not to look at like, I'm looking at the cast list and I see like the name of the people. I don't want to read the description because that tends to have spoilers as well. But I see it's got Tig Notaro in it, who I do love.
It does. Because she was in Discovery, so.
Oh yeah, of course she was.
So she guests in this.
The voice of Stephen Colbert as well.
Yes, he's the computer, the speaker.
That's so funny.
And I recognized. I was like, that's great, and it works great. He works great as the voiceover. Yeah, so it has a lot of things that could work, but then so did some of the other shows, and it's up to the showrunner to use them right. Like, I'm not 100% convinced that they won't just make a space soap opera crap thing. Like, it has to be Star Trek. Like, this can't be Space 90210. It has to be about
people in boardrooms talking about
the ethics of Starfleet.
Philosophical things.
Makes it so unique amongst sci-fi space, fiction. It does separate it, and if you don't honor that, especially in they're teaching it at the Academy, it makes it really heavy-handed. But if they don't do that, then it's gonna be shit. It'll just be shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we will see.
We will see.
Would have sex with 3 of them off the bat? Look at
once.
Yeah.
One at a time.
I don't mind.
Don't mind. So how many episodes is this one promising though? Because it's not based on a.
That's an excellent question.
Is the story gonna last? Going off the heels of our last episode, we were talking about.
Yeah.
Duncan Egg, and it's like, do we feel like they're gonna wrap up a story in a satisfying way?
The thing is, it's varied 10 episodes per season.
10, okay.
Yeah, which is the same for Strange New Worlds. I would like 12. Right. I would like 12 so that your filler episodes can be real filler episodes and not be like, we just missed a whole episode because you wanted to dance. Shut up, guys.
What's the thing about filler? Filler episodes need to have character development in it, at least.
And world building in that
And
like
world building,
there's no
yes.
drama or stakes, but you're still it shows you a different part of that world. It's just silly, or it doesn't move a big narrative along, but you're still anyway. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So 10 episodes. Should
Not a
be
musical
good.
episode just for its own sake, but actually move the characters
Fucking-
along.
Yeah,
Can't
we've
wait
spoken
for
about
the
this
musical
before.
episode. Yeah.
Fucking Buffy.
Best
Buffy
musical.
moved it, did great, but this one didn't. I was gonna say, like, unlike Game of Thrones HBO, Paramount doesn't have a ton of really successful IP outside of. I would say Star Trek is its most famous and successful.
Oh,
it does
definitely.
have Yellowstone, which is obviously massively successful, but not quite the same as 60 years of Star Trek. But
Yeah, exactly. Is Paramount, do they have CSI as well?
ooh,
That could be why.
maybe.
I mean, that's quite a franchise as well.
Well, that's not still going though, is it?
There's like 25 spin-offs, probably. There's like a
CSI or Law and Order?
CSI. Because they had CSI, and there was like CSI Miami, and then CSI Vegas. I
Yeah,
think.
but 20 years ago, dude. Like, it's
No,
not
no, no,
still
no, I'm saying
going because
that is-
they're all dead.
No, of course not. But that's a very big franchise, is what I'm saying.
Yes, I mean, like, it's a good back catalogue to keep people going. Oh my god, what's her face was in it? Yes, that's Paramount. You're right.
Okay. So, yeah. But in spite
like,
of that...
ongoing, like, it doesn't have a ton of big IP outside of Star Trek. So the stakes for them are a lot higher for this show. It needs to do well enough for people to keep subscribing to Paramount Plus and keep paying for it. So
That's a good point, because unlike the Game of Thrones, where the shows are just there to keep you interested in the universe, they don't really need you to continue their, subscription. Even like Disney, like all the Marvel stuff. I mean, they kept putting stuff out so you'd continue to watch the stuff. That was the whole point of like WandaVision. Then it was Loki, and then it was WandaVision. Then it was Falcon Winter Soldier, and then Loki, whatever.
Yeah.
But like it was at such a pace because they wanted you to keep the subscription.
of course.
Whereas HBO is just a channel. I mean, I think you still have to have some kind of subscription, but I see what you mean.
have the
Like,
cables, yeah, it's
Yeah.
different. It's
Yeah.
different.
It's
It's
different.
TV. So I feel like the stakes for it to perform are high, but there's also, like with Game of Thrones, there's also 2 or 3 other Star Trek shows and films in development. So it has to not make people think, oh, what a load of shit, and not want to watch Star Trek again. It has to have that. I don't think it will.
What other Star Trek shows on at the moment?
Strange New Worlds, and then
that
maybe
still going?
another. Yes,
I thought-
I think it has 2 more seasons. Because they film them both back to back. I think they filmed both of them, and they'll be done.
Okay.
I think. I'm sorry if I'm fucking this up, but
Oh, Paramount is getting South Park as well.
I thought they had South Park for
Maybe they do.
ages. But yes, that's true.
No, you're right. In 2025 they did. Yeah. Sorry.
Um,
Stop reading things while. Okay.
but
So very good. So the question is, should I start watching it, or should I keep it like on the list and watch something else?
I feel of them all, I of the new ones, if you're like, I want to do some more Star Trek, I would go skip Discovery, go Strange New Worlds. That's
Okay.
still by far the best. Premise set before, because it's obviously a backdoor pilot, like the premise set, we know what it is, but we're set in Discovery, so you don't have to do
Right.
a lot of explaining. The characters' interactions works really well, and if you like the style, the look, and everything like that, maybe this one, but I will reserve judgment. Like, I don't think it's worth, at the moment, for Fairweather fans to get Paramount Plus just for this.
Just for this, it's not like the must-see
It is not must
show.
see. Not
Right.
at all. I mean, like, Lower Decks is still one of my favorites of all time.
Is that still going as well?
No, that finished, unfortunately, with a fizzle, not a bang, because they got
Oh,
cancelled. So they had a plan, but cancelled a little bit
They cut
earlier,
short
so
kind of
they had to kind of rush it. which is a shame. And that was brilliant and wonderful. If you want to just do one, do Lower Decks, because that's after like Voyager DS9. Like,
Yeah.
it's set
And was
at
that
point.
meant to be like a Paramount show, or was it before they acquired everything?
I
Because
think
I
it was
don't know
Paramount.
now. Are the Star Trek still on Netflix anymore? I don't even know. In the UK anyway. I don't know.
They were. I
They
keep seeing
were. Yeah.
Janeway every time, but they probably will get rid of it, especially with
Hmm.
the deal. They'll move it over to Paramount because it's on Paramount Plus anyway, so they'll probably take them off
Right.
Netflix
Yeah.
at some point. Um, in development, Starfleet Scouts, an upcoming animated series,
Oh yeah. Animation. Animation is
a,
easier
li-
to do.
a live action workplace comedy with the voice actor from Lower Decks
Oh
potentially
really?
reprising her role in real life because she just looks like her character and she's great. Star Trek Year One, which is the Kirk one. Star Trek United, a concept from Enterprise producer Michael Sussman, potentially starring Scott Bakula as
Oh
Captain
no. As Captain
Archer.
Archer.
And
I noticed you
Star
didn't
Trek.
mention that one as the next one I should watch.
No, well, I mean, it's not God, no. And Star Trek Legacy. Now, that's the one I have seen lots of people talking about because we don't know whose legacy it is, and obviously all of us want it to be a 7 of 9 show, which it
Oh, really?
absolutely
That's
could
not.
be.
I thought the first two things that came into my head, it wasn't either of those people.
Star Trek Legacy, a spin-off pitch from Picard creator, though its status is uncertain. It's very, very rumored.
Interesting.
But I think that's such an easy jumping off point for if you want to keep it going in that sort of timeline. The Jerry Ryan leading it
Yeah.
would be fucking great. New
When is that
characters.
slated to start then?
It's not it's being pitched
Oh.
if it's even real. So I wouldn't. You can wait a while before subscribing for that.
A lot of good ideas.
So, to summarize, it's worth watching if you've already got Paramount Plus, but I will wait to tell you in episodes 3 and 4 if it looks like it's going to pick up steam.
Yeah, you tell me.
Don't know if it's going to save the franchise, but I don't think it would kill it.
I don't think it's at risk of dying though.
No,
Really?
well, fucking Enterprise killed the franchise for 10 goddamn years. We didn't have
I
Star Trek
suppose.
on because it was so fucking awful and not what people wanted. We wanted to go
Okay.
forward and they went backwards, but now they've gone forward. Do we want to go,
Yeah,
if
but
they
you
get
said
it
that
wrong,
the best one so far is Brave New World, Strange New World, which is not forward.
it's backwards.
It is backwards.
Exactly. But in the past, they went backwards when we wanted forwards, but now they're going forwards, and do we want backwards? I don't know. Who can say,
Dunno.
my
Who
friend?
could say?
Who
So I
can
guess if
say?
there's other ways of watching it, maybe.
Maybe
won't be
I'll
rushing
let you
out.
know in a couple weeks if it's worth it. But you could also like Strange New Worlds. I think is worth watching because it's good, and Lower Decks is
And Lower Decks.
absolutely worth watching. Like it's all separate by itself. It's fucking brilliant. Like I would say, definitely.
Good.
So what a very mediocre opinion to be like. Meh.
But hey, it was like none. This is. We'll see how this. Yeah.
We'll have
say,
to see. I don't think it'll. Yeah, I don't think it's going to change hearts and minds. But Holly Hunter's good in it, but she's also so distinctive way of speaking that it's a bit distracting. I think once
I've
you
not
get used
seen
to
her
it,
in anything in a long time. But yeah,
she could be good, but she's also like a very way of talking. It takes a while to
Yeah.
get used to.
oh right.
Anyway,
Any
if
of the
you,
other?
dear listener,
Go ahead.
are watching Starfleet Academy and think it's going to save the franchise or kill the franchise, you can write into incompletegeekspodcast@gmail.com and tell me in great detail its pros and cons and what you think will happen. If you would like to communicate or follow us on any other channels, we are on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Incomplete Geeks is our handle on all three.
Yep.
Particularly YouTube. Please come and give us a follow, watch a video, comment, say, I want you to make this video. And you know what? We'll do it.
Probably,
do it.
yeah.
Just say, I want this video. It's like, all right, we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll put it on.
If
We'll
that
put it in the
floats your
list.
boat. And that'd be great. Thank you so much for that.
While you're here, give this episode a 5-star review. That really does help us out. You can join our community at Patreon. We have it at patreon.com/gaygeeks. You can give us as little as $1 a month if you want access to bonus content, like our video about cartoon characters we used to like but now we hate, and other things as well. And it helps us out, and we appreciate you.
Thanks so much. I feel I got a lot wrong in this. I was Googling as I went, and I know the Star Trek community is quite particular about facts.
They're very passionate, yes, yeah.
As a Star Trek fan, I would also want to be corrected. So please do let me know what I got wrong, because I would like to know. But, in the spirit of everything's like, we get things wrong. We're not complete geeks.
Well, we are working on it.
Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye, then.
Bye. Thank you.